Uncle Salsa. And once I know you when I said na yo. Oh, no, baby, I'm out here. And once I know you when I said na yo. When I say na yo, oh, baby, I'm out here. Camera. Camera supposed to appear here. It's appearing. My wow. Think and look, smash it. Think and look. What I know. This is right, it's smart. Uh, no, you don't say my hair raw. Just now I go soak am for water so that I feel calmer. You know. Mm. Uh-uh. If I just left my house and is already also online with us. Today's topic is going to be very exciting because I wanted to come out on Wednesday. Okay, I got home and I was very tired. I think that's what happened. But today's topic is going to be very exciting because um, I did a video, I did a write up on Ugu Kingdom and Benin Kingdom. I was contacted. I was contacted. I was contacted by our people from Ugu, and the roots. One of them um, I'd called for a public debate, and I didn't waste time in my usual self. I asked him for date and time. I'm always available. All right. They also provided. Um, they also asked their questions. Okay. The roots. They sort of read through what the excerpts that I got from Dr. Eisen's work, and they gave their own reply. I'm going to be reading all their replies, and I'm going to be giving a counter reply. Um, a lot of persons might be saying that, why am I having these people their time? Yes, I have to have their time because uh, so that they don't also become the problem that the Benin Kingdom will be facing in few years. So that I mean, Owazodina, as that historical narrative is just growing now, is other one wants to quickly cut it. You know Owazodina. Is other one wants to quickly cut it. Mm. So, megamu ke koma wo hagedo ya miere gbe. Mm. Anybody can say Obi Ohano. Or if you know me very well, you know that meka di witabe man ni so bio ne abi ni so when my I we do so no my no do afian ya gbe no ma keke ni afian ya gbe. So we are going to cut, is otherwise going to cut some wrong historical narratives. The beauty is this. I quoted an excerpt from my mentor's work, late Dr. Aisha Hagosa's work. They have given their reply. Beautiful. I want to do a counter reply. I'm going to be reading all of their excerpts, all of their reply. Then I want to give a counter reply. We are not quarreling. We are not fighting. This is just we try to put our own history into right perspective. And that's what I love doing. So, I turn it for now. Olu Dance Day is on us. So, we have to now talk about it briefly before we can round up today's segment. I'm not going to be speaking so much from what I know about this. I'm going to be speaking from Dr. Aisha's book. I'm going to be speaking from Dr. Aisha's book directly. I'm going to be speaking from Dr. Aisha's book directly. So, I'm a Marvel. Just a minute, let me get myself a cup of coffee because it's story now very, very interesting. So now I have a cup of coffee attack. Oh, Osaloboa. So, man, Orione ya mwesi nyawe. Osaloboa beto hiwe ya o. Orione mwesi nyawe. Usanera la oba ogive. Unagi mona na yo wa. Adegi yeramo. Yes, our born and your power. Yes, our born. Organo. Okay. Now I'm back. So I guess one. All right. Last 2 weeks, I made an historical clarification on Ugu and Benin Kingdom. When I did that, a lot of persons were not. A lot of persons were very happy. A lot of persons were not also very happy. I completely understand why a lot of persons are not happy. In course of that, I was told that getting ready for an historical debate. I'm very happy about that. God bless them. When I was told that they are going to debate me on, I had told them that they should give me time and dates. That was about 5, 6 days ago. I'm still waiting for them to give me time and date. But before I was told that, probably one of their learned person did attempt to provide answers to the questions that some of the article and excerpts that I quoted from this book. Am I turning it upside down? Okay, like this. Okay, you guys can see it. Elegbe. All right. Prince of Benin and Orion territories. Okay. So some questions were asked. This in the hot. So questions were asked. So let's go straight to work. All right. For some of you who listened to my first teaching, okay, it will be a lot easier. All right. So, all right. Fact number one. There is about how many facts? There is about 20 facts. 20 facts. In these 20 facts, I'm going to be reading them word for word. If anybody wants, there's a reflection. If anybody wants it, I can make it available. Fact number one. The writer said, this was sent to me February 2nd. Question number one, or fact number one. This, according to the person, he said, this is the story of Benin and not the perspective like you call Larry. According to, interruption. According to what I was posited, fact number one, the person said, this is the perspective, or this is the story of Benin and not the perspective of Ugu. So it therefore means that he is referring to what Dr. Aisha Nehagosa wrote as coming from Benin and not from Ugu. Okay. Who is Dr. Aisha Nehagosa? Like I said, Dr. Aisha Nehagosa is a man who is from the native of Oben. And Oben is in Ugu, present-day Ugu territories. Listen, the author of the book is from Ugu. The author of the book is from Ugu. And like I said, I have read all the books of Dr. Aisha Nehagosa, and he has never written any book by sentiment. He has never written any book by sentiment. He doesn't write book according to what people believe. He writes according to what he was informed of. And when they called for a debate, I'm going to make it very educating. I'm going to make the debate very lively when they eventually fix a day and a time. I'm going to make it very lively and very educative. How do I intend to do that? First, we are going to have 4 of us are going to be sitting to have that intellectual discussion. A representative from Umowu Nohwa, a representative from Umowu Nozwagbo, and a representative from Urewe And I will not be a representative of late Dr. Aishen Ihagosa. This is how we're going to, this is how the ancestors say the debate should be. Someone will represent Umo Wunokwa, where the problem is coming from, where these people are quite very arrogant about this history. Another person will have to represent Umo Wonzwagbo. They should choose. I'm not going to make that choice. They should go and choose someone that really knows the story from Umo Wonzwagbo. They should also choose someone from Urewe. They should also choose someone from Urewe community. I will tell you why there must be a representative from these two communities, because when you want to know someone that is lying, you go to the very source of history. This is not about Izodua or Dr. Aishen Ihagosa. We have to be three communities that Nevina Mobo can historically, and I will tell you why, is one, Umo Wonzwagbo, which I've always said is the natural headquarters of the defunct, now extinct Ugu kingdom. Now, where the grace shifted from Umo Zwagbo to Umo Wunokwa, they will also have their own representative. Let them bring their own representative. Then, we also now go to Urewe. Why Urewe became the administrative and the traditional headquarters. When all of these Ugu Enige wants to do a meeting of assemblage, they do it at Urewe. They must explain to us why, if they said that Umo Wunokwa takes precedence over every other territories in every other places in Ugu, then why do they hold meeting at Urewe? So we must bring someone from Urewe to also explain, because Urewe will give you history that Oba Enguda stayed at Urewe for years when he was planning the assault against Umo Wonzwagbo. So Urewe must also bring their own candidates. Then I will also be there. Then you people will get the true picture. If you hear the true picture from Umo Wunokwa, you're going to get lies. Don't listen to them. When you want to get the true story of what happened, all right, don't listen to them, because they are the one who is arrogant about the history. Now, they also said that we are Benin, we are being paid. So, you should not also listen to me. You should not also listen to Izodua. Don't listen to me. But who you need to listen to is someone from Urewe, who is from Ugu territories. Urewe is among communities that makes Ugu territories, and someone from Umo Wonzwagbo. Then, when Urewe tells their story, when Umo Wonzwagbo tells their story, when Umo Wunokwa tells their story, you make comparison and we'll get the truth. We'll get the truth. This is how we're going to do about it. A daughter, so we're not going to use only the amount, because they are the chief culprits. I've always been saying it. All right? You go to the foundation of the very story to get evidence. Umo Wunokwa is not the foundation of Ugu. The foundation of Ugu is Umo Wonzwagbo. It's the foundation of the history. All right? It is there we must go to find the truth, not Umo Wunokwa. Okay. Let me proceed. That is on the debate. I'm still waiting for them to fix a day. And I agree. So if you agree, this is my submission. So that I'm here matter no remen. They tell Dr. Aishen Ogi, because they have accused him that he wrote according to Benin that Ugu, that is not the perspective of Ugu. I'm saying it. Ugu does not have a perspective. The perspective that they are talking about is Umo Wunokwa perspective. It's not Ugu perspective. Because when you go to other villages in Ugu, they're going to give a different story from what Umo Wunokwa will give. It's just a man giving, it's overbearing, how do I say it? A child who is full of himself and thereby disrespecting every of his elders. Because Umo Wonzwagbo historically is older than Umo Wunokwa. historically. So we're going to read directly from Isaac's work. Let me drink some coffee. All right. The fact number one that he said is, this is the story of Benin and not the perspective of Ugu. I've already answered that late Dr. Isaac Ehago says from Ugu. So he's a scientist who based his work based on research and not based on hearsay. His findings. Let me read some certain things to some people here. Where the sources of his work on Elegbe, I think he spoke about it. His sources. All right. Now, these were his sources when he was writing this. He had quite a lot of sources before he put this together. Chief amongst these historians of the land, whom I had the good fortune to interact with, are the underlisted personages. My father, George Idemudia Aisien, the Ohansa of Ole Arosa, and the Ojonwe, who was then Ojonwe of Urban Village. His keenness to ensure that the past of the Edo people was not lost in the oblivion of unrecorded history, rubbed off on us his children, and set us on the path of documentation of aspects of the story of the land. His input pervade all of the aspects of the story narrated in this book. Chief Igbinejon Erobamie, the Obazelu of Benin, the elder son of the patriarch of the Erobamie family, the Osuma of Obayaweka, and the Omada of Obavorami in pre-colonial Benin. Chief Ugala Galisin Osakwe, the Obasoge of Benin, and Eskion of the Dukedom of Ewesi village in Iyekoreon, told us a story of Elegbe, Prince of Benin, and his subsequent career as a monarch of the Ugu Kingdom, along with the stories of Elegbe's many Enige children in Ugu. Number 4, Chief Ogemonyi Uyigwe, the Enoge of Urban Village in Iyekoreon, told the story of Urban Village from the period of its founding by Chief Ogun to its destruction by Obaadolo. All right. Pa Agayere Uwadia of Igwelaba village told the story of Igwelaba village, and the Enoge of Urban Chief Ogemonyi Uyigwe told that of Ikobi. Then written sources. Chief Osayombo Senigero, the Ogisho dynasties. Number 2, intelligence report written by the British colonial officers administering the Benin division of the Benin province. Number 3, the newspaper article on Guardian on Saturday. Okay, I think we don't really need that. Okay. So these were about his sources. All right? These were about his sources. So, fact number 2. We've talked about fact number 1. Fact number 2. The person said, the Oba of Benin is a victor in every war, but they could not report differently in the case of Ozolwa and Ise, or the death of Ozolwa at Uzea in Isha. Now, the person is saying that, according to what the saying is that, the Benins will always write to shoot themselves. All right? Why didn't the Benins told the world that Oba Ozolwa was defeated by Oseno Utekon and was also defeated at Uzia in Asian land? That is what he's saying, that Oba, according all Benin historians will never say that Oba of Benin was defeated by Ise, and that Oba of Benin was also, Oba Ozolwa was also defeated at Uzia, or was killed at Uzia. That is what he said. The question I asked, that I want to ask, how did he know of it? Is it also Ugu's story? Is the said Novite come from Ugu territories? Is Uzia in Ugu territory? How did he come to know of it? How did he come to know? He said, according to him, that nobody says that Oba has lost. One of the Obas was defeated by one of the Benin, whatever, called the Sea and all of that. The question I would like to ask, I have read Ise Novitekom defeating Oba Ozolwa in more than 4 books. In more than 4 books. And I've even mentioned it in one of my live video. In our MER Unuta, but it's recorded in books. If he said that the Beninese did not talk about it, how did he get to know of it? So that means he's lying. All right? How did he get to know of it? That means he's lying. All right? So, that is a question that needs to pose to him. Everybody knows Ozolwa travels at Uzia. It's all written in all the pages of books. All written. If he said that the Beninese always conscript this history, how did he get to know of it? Then, point number 3. He said, Ugu was not conquered. Listen very well. This is what he wrote. Pay attention very well. He said, Ugu was not conquered, but by a truce. A submission was made. A submission to who? He didn't say that. He didn't say that. All right? A submission was made. But he didn't say that. Ugu was a sovereignty within a sovereignty. Look at what he said. He said, Ugu was not conquered, but by a truce. Ugu was not conquered, but by a truce. A submission was made. A submission to who? He didn't say that. He now said Ugu was a sovereign within a sovereign. How can a sovereign be inside a sovereignty? That is a question I want to ask. How can a sovereign nation exist inside another sovereign nation? He should answer the question, except he doesn't know what a sovereignty means. How can a sovereign nation, a sovereign territory, exist inside a sovereign territory? That is his point number 3. He said a truce. Ugu was not coming about a truce. A truce between who and who? A submission was made. A submission to who? Who did Ugu submit to? What truce did Ugu made? What part of our history was a truce made? All right? This is a question. This is a fact that they posited that they don't have question, they don't have answer for. They have not. It's not clear. Who did they make truce with? Who did they submit to? And how can a sovereignty exist inside another sovereignty? Because that is what he wrote. Fact number 3. I'm reading verbatim. Fact number 4. The fall, look at it. He sold himself out. The fall of Ugu Kingdom, he agreed that Ugu Kingdom has fallen. That is what I said. That Ugu Kingdom once existed, but no longer exists. Now, he said the fall of Ugu Kingdom, that means Ugu Kingdom no longer exists. It's just that they are too arrogant and too prideful. I don't know where that pride is coming from to agree to some existential thing. Look at what he said. The fall of Ugu Kingdom was because of the rivalry amongst brothers. Look at it. He's not saying that Ugu Kingdom fell. All right? He's not saying that Ugu Kingdom fell, but it was because it was fight amongst brothers. In the first place, Oba of Benin is a brother to the founder, Oteyahin. Now, but the question is saying that he doesn't want to give the victory to Benin. Instead, he now corrupted that, yes, Ugu Kingdom actually fell, but it was amongst the fight. He said the fight amongst brothers. Well, he didn't expatiate on that. We are waiting for him to say, how did the brothers of Elegbe or the sons of Elegbe eventually fought that led to the fall of Ugu? But he agreed, and which he agreed that Ugu does no longer exist. He said the fall of Ugu Kingdom, that is Ugu Kingdom, no longer exists. Abegebo, Abege father. All right? Abegebo, Abege father. The fall of Ugu Kingdom was because of the rivalry amongst brothers. This has answered the question. This is what Izodowa said from the very beginning, that Nosieme, that Ugu Kingdom no longer exists. There's an Ugu territories like where Ugu whatever had his jurisdiction all over. That is what I said in the very beginning. And they said, no, Ugu Kingdom still exists. But one of them said that Ugu Kingdom has fallen. So it no longer exists. That's according to him. But what is the disparity now, where he disagreed with me, is that that is what he's saying. For him to give the victory to the real victor, they had rather give the victory to themselves. That is why I said arrogancy. Emma. Fact number 5. He said Umo Wonzwagbo is from Umo Wonzwagbo Ori Boyegbe, not Umo Wonzwagbe. He's saying that Ozwagbo did not come from Umo Wonzwagbe, that it came from Ori Boyegbe. This is completely badadash. Completely badadash. He should give us, because when I proved that Umogun came from the term Nozwagbe, I gave an apocryphal story of an orchard tree about to fall to destroy the palace, and which is a story that is still recorded, that is still remembered till date. And that is where the word came from, Ozwagbo. Now, he said that that is not what the story came about, but he should tell us what was the story behind what he wrote, Ozwagbo, or why the Ozwagbo? He has not answered that. Why the Ozwagbo? Veduachi Ozwagbo. Ozwagbo does not have a meaning in Benin. They should not try to give it a meaning. Ozwagbo does not have a meaning in Benin. It's a how do I probably? It's a word that emanates from its origin and words, which is Nozwagbe, which is a story that every Umo Wanzwagbo knows. Now, an Umo Wunokwa guy is not telling us that what the story that has been passed down from generations to generations by their own people, that is not correct. And yet they say Benin cannot tell them their story. Fact number 6, he said they failed to account for an event of about 400 years before the destruction of the old Umowu. He said that we've not been able to tell what happened in those 400 years. If, according to them, an outsider could not tell what happened in those 400 years, why can't them, who are Umogunokwa, why can't they not tell us what happened in 400 years? In case they don't happen extensively, some of the things that happened in the space of those 400 years were talked about in the works of Dr. Isaac, and I will read a couple of them. All right. Now, fact number 7. He said the present Umogun's Wagbo is not the same as the old Umogun, but some distance away they call Obodo, the desolate Umogo. Now, what he's saying is correct. The present Umogun's Wagbo. The present Umogun's Wagbo is not the actual place that the original Umogo was. He's very correct. It was cited in the works of Dr. Isian. It was cited here. I'm trying to okay, I probably will look for it where it was cited. Okay. I probably will look at it where it was cited. Yeah. It has happened to all communities. It happened to my own community. Almost all communities in Benin were not in their actual place. We're not in their actual place. For example, I'm from Igbekwe. When I was writing the story of Igbekwe, I realized that I was taken to our original location. It was deep inside, but after the colonial times, when the colonial administrators started creating third roads, most of the villages started moving towards the third road so that they can have accessibility to go to other places within and outside the kingdom. So most communities left their original birthplace and moved towards where they can have accessibility of the road. But it doesn't change the fact that Igbekwe is Igbekwe. For the fact that Igbekwe used to be more interior and it came outside does not mean that Igbekwe that was interior is different from the Igbekwe that is now exterior. And that is what I want to try to explain. All right? That is what I want to try to explain to him. The present Umogun's Wagbo is not the same as the old Umogun. It's the same. It's the same. For the fact that they changed location from the original place where it was located does not change that Ema Nokumogun Ozwagbore, because Yangi move the Kenya Kai Adu no there. The Kenyan motto where they will have an accessibility to other places does not change the fact that they are not the same community people. All right? This is what I'm trying to correct there. All right? I just pray I see it. I should see it. It may. Now, I want to read, there's some certain things I've not talked about. The two communities are different. The Royal don't Don't distract us, please, otherwise I will block you. I'm not saying you shouldn't be part here, but don't distract us. All right? Not true. My mother is from that village. Um, you have to tell us why you say so, Linda, yes, Daphne. All right? And that's why we're here to cross examine fact. All right? Well, I don't really know where it's not true, but if anything is not true, you can even call true. You can even call true. You can even call true. All right? Elegbe, number 8 points that he wrote is Elegbe property of where was shared among their villages, namely Ronigbe with Asaiwesi, Umozu, and Umowunohwa with Osun and Egba. I don't know of that. That is not our primary concern. So I'm going to skip point number 8. Now, point number 9 was Olo Adagweze, means the one who was choosing Ada, the scepter of authority, a prophecy by their father that came to reality. It was a rivalry of brothers for the throne of the father. All right. Now, for what Dr. Aishen have here, he spoke about Olodagweze. What he wrote about Olodagweze was that Olodagweze was the second son of Ehengbuda. Okay, now I will read from page 125. Before that, we have Wabotao. Okay. All right. I'm trying to get it from the book so that you can get. Elegbe's elder son. Look at what Dr. Aishen Hagosa said. Elegbe's second elder son succeeded his father as the monarch of the Ugo kingdom. There at the capital of Omogo. He was the ancestor of the Ugo monarch, Igiehon, whom Obaehembuda vanquished during his conquest of the Ugo kingdom 400 years after Elegbe. The second of Elegbe's children was a Nogi who founded the town of Umowunohwa. His name was Olodagweze. He was the ancestor of all the subsequent Enigi of Umowunohwa. The third of Elegbe's princes founded the dukedom of Ebazogbenugu. Since the last 250 years, Ebazogbenugu's voice has been rather muted in the Ekorion's affairs because the dukedom chose to ally herself with Ugoni Ekorion, her neighbor, in the Ugoni Ekorion's rebellion against Benin during the reign of Oba Akenbuda. The crisis was one of the many fallouts of, I just don't want to go there. Now, the rebellions of Ugoni Ekorion and her allies include Uboko, Nosote, and Ebazogbenugu villages were overcome by Benin. And it has taken the Ebazogbenugu's dukedom this long interval to climb slowly back into favor with Benin. Elegbe's fourth son founded the dukedom of Ewesi. The name of the prince was Usi. All right. Now, I don't want to go through. What I've been able to establish for people to listen to clearly is that in Aishen's work, he has stated it very clearly that Olodagweze was the second son of Elegbe. All right, and according to him, Adagweze lived in Urewe as a hunter before he became Obanugu. He never became Obanugu. His point 10 is saying that Olodagweze, all right, lived in Urewe as a hunter before he became the Obanugu. He was not an Oba. He was the second son of Elegbe. First son of Elegbe continued in the line of becoming Obanugu, while the second son, which was Olodagweze, established the dukedom of Umogunohua. All right, so Olodagweze, as a patriarch of all the Enige, or the progenitor of all the Enige of Umogunohua, was only the second son of Elegbe. And at what not time was he accorded? You go to page. You can go to page 85. You go to the page 84. From 82, 83, 85. I was reading from 85 and page 86. All right, go to page 86. I'm currently at page 86. I don't want to read all of those other stories. Now, get it. I'm reading from the points that he has raised. Adagweze lives in Urewe as a hunter. All right. You know, I said Urewe is also a very powerful community for us to talk about. I'm going to give you the reason why Urewe is very powerful as the discourse proceeds. It was about 15 years after that Adagweze took over the throne because of leadership crisis that resulted in the second interregnum of Ugu Kingdom. Adagweze was the founder of Umogunohua. All right? No, I blocked the guy. What concerns me with Uronigbe? All right? All right? Now, the question that he now said is fact number 12. He said, the destruction of the capital of Old Umogo was after the death of the 20th Oba Nugu. Maybe he's referring to the person ICN called Igehon, who at that time was the Enogie of Umoguanzagbo. Let me read it off to your hearing. What Dr. Eisen said about Igehon. Okay. If you go to page 124, for you that is page 124, say Ugu monarch, the king who was reigning in the capital, Umogo, at the time of Oba Ehengbuda's conquest of the kingdom, had a name which was written down as Igehon by the British colonial officials of the early decades of the 20th century. So there is an intelligent report for this. So it couldn't have been that, according to one of them, he said that the palace influenced Dr. Eisen. There is an intelligent report on Ugu, which are projected that at the time that Oba Ehengbuda went to vanquish Ugu Kingdom, Ogie, Nowaaro, his name was called Igehon. All right, and quite diligent into the history of the people they were administering all over the Benin territory. They pulled their findings down in an invaluable document which they called intelligence report. All right, now he now said that another reason for Oba Ehengbuda must have decided, unlike his father Oroboa, he would keep his effort at the expansion of the Benin Kingdom, an empire nearer home. It was who finally conquered the Ugu Kingdom and re-assimilated Iyekoro into the greater Benin Kingdom, as pointed out earlier. Now listen, why Urewe is very important in this story. All right? Listen why Urewe is very important in this story. Ehengbuda Feed's headquarters in his campaign against Ugu was sighted in the village. Okay, I'm coming. was sighted in the village of Urewe, and he stayed in this village for the long duration it took to bring the whole of Ugu to heal. These are facts and evidence. It's going to prove now why it is true that Oba Enguda actually stayed at Urewe, the Oba who eventually destroyed I found a girl. The Oba who eventually destroyed Ugu Kingdom. These, okay. And because an Oba of Benin was in residence there, some of the essential attributes which are usually associated with the residence, the palace of the Oba of Benin, were put in place at Urewe. These are royal attributes which no other villages in the Orion territories possesses. They are attributes which the native of Urewe village are proud today to show off to visitors. So, for some of the people who is saying that it was not an Oba who actually conquered Ugu Kingdom, all right, we've said all of that at the beginning. We're not talking about at the later part, Ricky, Edmai, I don't know how to pronounce that. All right. Dr. Aisha Nehagosa said that the field headquarters where Oba Enguda stayed in his conquest of the Ugu Kingdom, all right, in his conquest of the Ugu Kingdom was Urewe. Now, how do people know that Oba Enguda actually stayed at Urewe? There are 5 things that Oba Enguda erected, that was erected at Urewe, that Urewe village. I'm sure that there are some people who came from Urewe community can testify to these 5 things that I'm going to list, which is not found anywhere else in any community in Orono till date. So that means these things were found there because an Oba stayed there to do what? Because he had a war against the Ugu people, and which he diligently conquered. All right? Now, the first attribute that Oba Enguda created, that he created an Iya. The Iya. Itan of Edo, Oba Raya. Oba does not stay outside the moat. He stays inside the moat. So when Enguda stayed there, he had to dig a moat around his palace at Urewe, the Iya. No lega Urewe or Yerewa, the Enguda Tono or Yerewa. That is 1. Number 2 is Ihan. I'm going to read what an Ihan means now from the book. Number 3 is Inyanto Oge Enguda. Inyanto Oge Enguda. That is number 3. Number 4, Egun Oge Enguda. That is number 4. Egun Oge Enguda. Then number 5 is Eki Oge Enguda. Let's now go to what he said about these things. The Iya. There is a moat, an Iya, in Urewe village, built around the field headquarters, the abode of Enguda, during the campaign against the Ugu Kingdom. The moat was in imitation of the moat in Benin City, where the ethos had developed that the Oba's palace, place of domicile, that is, his palace, must be located within a defensive moat system. Oba Raya. The Oba does not live outside the confines of a moat system. The moat system is found girdling no other habitation in Ugu but Urewe village. An Urewe person can testify to that. Number 2, facts that prove that Oba Enguda actually strategized from Urewe to defeat the Ugu people. All right. The number 2 is the Ihan. Within the confines of the moat complex in Urewe, Enguda had his abode, and in the premises he dug an Ihan. As in the Benin Palace, the Ihan was a deep well dug in each Urageroba quadrangle in the Benin Palace. For the enige is found in the palace of the Oba of Benin. it is found in the palace of the Oba of Benin. Fabio Di Guello. Well, I don't dwell on insult. If you have a contrary opinion against his Oduwa, you prove it instead of being childish and very ignorant. All right. So I will block you, because you don't have the right. All right. So Ihan is one of it. The fact, therefore, that there is an Ihan railway village. All right. The fact that, therefore, don't worry, just let him. I blocked him. The fact, therefore, that there was an Ihan in railway village, a habitation which does not even have an enogi, can only mean that the village was sometime in history once they are board of an Oba of Benin. Number 3 is the Inyanto Ehengbuda. Urewe village also has the Inyanto Ehengbuda, the Inyanto of Oba Ehengbuda. Inyanto is an ihimi tree used as a boundary marker, the function which survey beacons subserve in modern times. The ihimi tree is therefore an ownership totem. All right? The ownership totem of a hamlet or village to inhabitants of the hamlet, of a hamlet of a village to the inhabitants of the hamlet or village. In this instance, it is referred to as Inyato, the land ownership shrine, particularizing the ownership of the habitation to a particular group or individual. An Inyanto ihimi tree of a hamlet or other habitation was always planted only on the authority of the overall owner of the territory in which the hamlet was sited. That is the enogi of the dukedom. This had to be done before the hamlet could be domesticated by the habitation. It's only, all right, it's only the Omanonyaewo or Meba Binyatoni will be able to construct. The Inyanto at railway is called Inyante Hengbuda. Only a Hengbuda had a ownership claim of railway and every other territories. That is what Aishen is explaining. Then the last one was the fourth item pointed out in railway by the proud inhabitants. An item also intimately associated by Hengbuda's sojourn there is the Egun Ehengbuda, or by Ehengbuda's bathroom complex. The Egun Ehengbuda was a section of the Iwegwai, the living quarters in the field palace built for the monarch when he was resident at Urewe. In the living quarters of the Egun, where all the sun, where at sunrise the monarch had his bath, bathing with the protective and empowering herbal liquid in the Osun medicine pot, prepared and tended by the royal Ewese guide. All right? Eke Hengbuda. There is a fifth item in Urewe named after Oba Hengbuda. It is Eke Hengbuda, Oba Hengbuda's market. A regular characteristic of the presence of the palace. The residence of the monarch of a kingdom and a seat of government is the presence nearby of a market, the emporium where the buying and the selling and all of that. Okay? So, I've been able to prove right here, right now, that there are 5 things that are found at, there are 5 things that are located, there are 5 things that are located at Urewe that shows that Oba Hengbuda actually stayed at Urewe and domiciled there for a while in his conquest, all right? In his conquest to eliminate the Ugu territories, all right, or the Ugu kingdom. These facts are there. Now, there's a particular aspect I would like to read. Okay. Now, listen. I can't read everything. If you need the book, go and buy. If you need the book, go and buy. There is nothing here. Everything written on this book is how Ugu kingdom was vanquished. There's nothing that supports you. All right? So I can't read everything. If you need the book, go and buy. All right? I'm just trying to read some few points. It was in Urewe, I said that when you want to talk about the debates, 4 people must be represented. They should bring someone from Umo. They'll bring someone from Umo Gonzoagbo. They'll bring someone from Urewe. And someone to represent this book. All right? Okay. Okay. Idemurianiki, I agree. I don't know anything about Ugu Kingdom. Can you leave us? You're not the only person from Ugu Kingdom. All right? Except you are saying that Ugu Kingdom is Umo Wunokwa. I know you are not intelligent to know the implication of saying that you don't know anything about Ugu, except you guys have localized Ugu Kingdom to be owned only by Umo Wunokwa. If every other villages were part of Umo Wunokwa, were part of Ugu Kingdom, that is, if the entire Orion, all right, was part of Ugu Kingdom, as it is true, it therefore means that I am also from the defunct Ugu Kingdom, because I am from Orion. Anybody who is from Orion, therefore means that he or she came from the defunct, all right, came from the defunct Ugu Kingdom. So the same rights that you have, that you think you know about Ugu Kingdom, it's the same rights as Oduwa. You came from Ugu Kingdom, defunct, extinct Ugu Kingdom. I also came from there. All right? So let me read this. Let me see why. Let me tell you the lie of the Umo Wunokwa. Look at what is documented here. It was in Urewe that all the other Ugu Enige submitted to Obaehen Buddha. Listen very well. Why? Enose and I do it equal. You remember I said that what if Umo Wunokwa people are claiming supremacy and all of that? That's in Ugu. Ask them this question. Why is it that Ahadwiko no kind Ugu Kingdom Urewe anawe? They might lie about it, but let me tell you why it is being done at Urewe. It's done at Urewe because Obahen Buddha was stationed at Urewe. And look at what furtherly happened at Urewe that made Urewe a sort of an administrative headquarter of the defunct Ugu Kingdom. It was in Urewe that all other Ugu Enigi submitted to Obahen Buddha and accepted the overlordship of Benin City. It was there that all these Enige collectively attended to Ehen Buddha until he returned to Benin. All right? Until he returned to Benin. No, you can call him direct. Until he returned to Benin. It was there in Urewe that Ehen Buddha formally revoked the strictures placed by Benin on the Ugu territories. Strictures which were usually placed by Benin on hostile territory. All right? Which conquest had been decided upon. Has been decided on, and it was there on the same day that the Enogi of Umo Wunokwa claimed. All right? It was there on the same day that the Enogi of Umo Wunokwa claimed on behalf of the whole of Ugu territories immunity from future hostilities. All right? By Benin. Therefore, after Ehen Buddha's return to Benin, Urewe village became the permissible meeting place for all the Ugu Enige, since they could no longer congregate at the original Ugu Kingdom, now regarded as enemy territory by Benin. This habit of using Urewe as a location where the whole of Ugu congregated whenever it was necessary became established. And it continued up to the colonial times in the 20th century. All right? For instance, when a native cult was proposed for the heartland of the Ugu territories in the 1940s, all right, it was sited at Urewe village, where all the dukedoms of Ugu transacted their judicial matters. The Onogi of Umogunohwa, because of the great increase in size of the population of his dukedom, which was a fallout of the conquest of Ugu capital by Benin, became the most visible Enogie in Ugu. Through him, the Oba of Benin acted whenever he had to deal collectively with all the Ugu Enigi. So the Enogie of Umogunohwa was henceforth reported in the first instance the demise of any of other Ugu Enigi. He then brought the information to the Oba of Benin, to the Oba in Benin. It was also in his palace that proclamations from Benin, all right, which concerned the whole of Ugu were announced. The vassalage capital of Ugu moved to Umogunohwa. You see, it moved from the original place of Umogunswagbo to Umogunohwa. Listen very well. Say the vassalage capital of Ugu moved to Umogunohwa, and in self-aggrandizement, listen, in self-aggrandizement, the Enogie will refer to himself as Oba Nugu, the Oba of the Ugu territories, claiming the position of Premier Inter Pares, the first amongst equal in the council of all the Ugu Enigi. Oh, okay. The guy fell come from. No, all of them they use. All of them they use fake. It doesn't concern me. Well, I've established. I found a girl. I've established facts, written and documented by late Dr. Aisha Nehagosa. Unfortunately, all of these ignorant, arrogant people don't even have a credit of a book to their name. Don't even have one credit of a book to their name. If you have contrary opinion, like I said, some of you called for a debate. You have my number, call me, I will meet you anytime, anywhere. You people have called for a debate. I heard you guys have a WhatsApp group that you were discussing my matter. If you know me, maybe a lot of you people don't know me. If you know me, man, I'm not scared of debates. I'm made for it. All right? I'm made for it. All right? There is an intelligent report. There is a book documented word for word that documented the history word for word. Now, what is the problem? The Umogunohwa people, they have hijacked the Ugu territory for themselves. They feel that they are the only one that can speak for the entire Ugu. There are more than 40 villages that is from Ugu territory. How come they are the only one that are busybodies? Like I said, one who wants to run the debate, 4 persons must be present. Someone from Umogunohwa, which is also Ugu. Someone from Urewe. I have explained why someone from Urewe has to be there, because it was that Urewe that Obahenguda stayed. It is from there that he planned the strategy. And there are 5 things that Obahenguda erected at Urewe when he was there, that is still there. Urewe's sons and daughters can testify to that. All right? The Ya, the Ha, the Eki, the Egun, what's the 5th one? Inyato. The 5th one is Inyato, which was cited by Obahenguda. These are physical evidence, not arbitrary, how do I call it? Not arbitrary ignorance and arrogance. These are physical evidence that has proofs. So an railway person must be there to talk about what he knows. All right? What he knows about the Ugu. Then someone from Umuwonzagbo, which is the original headquarter. Umowu is the fake headquarter of Ugu. They are claiming, they are taking the glory. I've said it before, and I'm saying it again. All right? In their own defense, they are saying that the original Umowu Ozwagbo is no longer in existence. Who said it's no longer in existence? If you were in point A and you move to point B, then you'll not be saying that because you move to point B, you are no longer in existence. Yes. They have moved from point A to point B, but it doesn't disclaim that they are not in existence. All right? This is not about arrogance. The only thing that Nokwa people have been saying since 2-3 weeks is that you don't know anything. You are wrong. You are foolish. You are stupid. That's the only thing they have been saying, that the Benin people have contorted the lies, but they don't have any contrary facts to prove. Like I said some of them who initially came up with this arrogance when they called me online, I told them that, you are from Umuwonokwa? He said yes. Do you want to know the truth? He said yes. We are all Benins. Abi, even this Elegbo we are talking about, they said yes. I said, call someone from Umuwonzwagbo. You are from Umuwonokwa. Those guys in Umuwonokwa, they don't tell the truth. They are arrogant. And some of them are saying that late Dr. Eisenhower lied. Wanima finish a primary 1. He's saying that someone who is a trained medical doctor, that is 4 of his children are trained medical doctors in US. He was one of the earliest trained medical doctors of Benin extract. University of London. A trained medical surgeon. A scientist par excellence. That has one of the biggest hospitals at that time in Benin State, Azuwa. Then you, normal primary 5, medo you where ye, normal Emiropa. You that is 30 years old, normal Emiropa, the man you where ye, Oman, that died at the age of at the age of 19. Then, who is a trained medical doctor par excellence? All right? A trained medical doctor par excellence, and who also came from Ugu territory, from Oben. They have an history linked to Ewesi. They have an history linked to Oben. His great-grandfather, Erunse, founded Ewonogbon. A community called Ewonogbon was founded by his great-grandfather, Erunse. Erunse gave birth to Aishen. Aishen gave birth to Idemudia. And Idemudia gave birth to Ehagosa. It was that Erunse, Aishen's father, all right, that Erunse that was Aishen's father, that founded Ewonogbon, and is partly from Ewesi. And at one point in time, so all their history that revolves around the Ugu territories. They were not me, not my Emiropa. They will not say Zoduwa should not believe you and believe a scholar like late Dr. Aishen Hagosa. You understand? So how do you do that? How do you comprehend such insolence? You are not up to 40. All right, you've never written any book. You don't even have one single article. I don't even know whether you can even read and write. Then someone who is a trained medical surgeon in University of London, who was the head of all medical, I think Association of Medical Surgeons in former Benin State, who became an historian that has almost about 25 books to his credit. When the mega yi, the mega were not zuoyi. Of course. All right. The issue is, like I have said, I don't insult people. I don't insult people. You people have not said anything. You brought a fact which I kicked against. Even in the facts, I think the one that is saying that is Ekmen. I don't know whether it was you that sent the fact that was copied to me. In your fact number 4, you made it clear. In your fact number 4, that the fall of Ugu Kingdom, you said it. And that answers everything. That Ugu Kingdom has fallen. But what you did not tell the people, I don't know whether it's you or some other person, all right? You understand? So, what you did not say is that how did he fall? You try to give the credit out of arrogance to saying that it was as a result of the imbroglio, the infighting between the sons. And in one of your facts, I remember you were trying to say that, I think I remember I read, in your point number 17, you said Oba Henguda has a birth connection to Ugu. No, he doesn't. How? How did Oba Henguda has a birth connection to Ugu? No, he doesn't. Proof. Oba Henguda's mother is called Queen Umelu. Umelu is not from Oregon. Maybe you should go and find that. Oba Henguda, when he was a prince, his name was called Prince or Diawato. Iyenawa Umelu. Umelu is not from Ugu territories. So, all right? So, I don't know how many lies you guys are going to lie. You guys promised me a debate. I am ready. But I said on the condition, I gave a condition because I don't want us to be arguing front and back. Because if I talk, if you say a lie, even if not be lie, I don't want us to be arguing front and back. In order to give a permanent truth to this matter, 4 persons must be present in that intellectual conversation. I don't need Agbero. I need someone who can think. You understand? I need someone that you told me to wait. Why? I need someone who can think. I need 4 persons. 4 people must be represented. A representative from Umo Gunokwa, a representative from Urewe, and a representative from Umu Wagbo, then and me. All I mine. All right. No, please. What I'm avoiding, I'm trying to put our history straight, get it clear. We should not insult ourselves. We should not, under any circumstances, insult ourselves. We should not be insulting ourselves. If you are whether you said you're from Ugu, I'm also from Ugu, but I'm a proud Benin man. If we shouldn't be insulting ourselves. Anybody can insult me, but what I have said, while you are insulting me, it's only a child. I feel I will be a kind man in Miami rock bar or table. If you have facts, at your beckon, you shouldn't be throwing insults and tantrums because I disagree with your point. I'm bringing my point. You are saying that your point is more superior. Your point is more authentic than my point. All right? I cannot wait. You talk your own now. You say, why can't you wait till I present my... No. You talk your own. I talk my own. I spoke about it, was the third son. The founder, the first Enoge of Ebazo was the third son of Elegbe. The second son of Elegbe became the first Enoge of Umogunokwa. While the third son of Elegbe became the first Enoge of Ebazo. I read something. All right? Okay, fine. I agree. Chikeze Ogochukwu. Our ancestors are from Yoruba land. Okay. Okay, I agree. Can you run along now? All right. Okay. All right. Well, insult does not give results. Insult does not give results. All right. I'm not swayed. There's a passage I wanted to read just now of a way guy. Some of you are from a way guy. Look at what Dr. Aisien wrote about a way guy. He wrote something about a way guy, and I wish to share it. From those who are from a way guy. He wrote something about a way guy. I read it some time ago. It's really, really, really nice that what I show so that you people can know a little bit of that, can know something about a way guy. Where did he write something about a way guy? How that name came about? Okay. Okay. Oh, that is your village. Okay. All right, let me read something about Ewe guys. So, you see, since you are here, as Elegbe trekked back home from his boundary demarcation exercise with the Agbo ruler, he stomped his toes on some roots, outcroppings along the path. He sustained a severe and incapacitating injury to the toes of his unshorn feet, which temporarily halted further homeward progress towards Umogo. The party therefore built a camp where they stayed until Elegbe's injuries healed sufficiently to enable him resume the journey home. Elegbe later installed one of his sons as the Duke of this convalescent settlement, a settlement which came into being as a fallout of the land-sharing exercise with Agbo. The settlement was named Ugiegai. Listen very well, Temen. Was named Ugiegai. All right? A creation resulting from a sharing ceremony. Later, the word Ugie was replaced with the word Ewo, town or settlement, to give the present Ewegai, born by the dukedom. So, what Dr. Aisien here is saying, if you start from the beginning, was saying that there was a sort of a boundary dispute between Elegbe territory and Agbo. So, eventually it was settled. There was a ceremony na yaga utoni. Ikenana du gieni anati eva ugiega. Along the line, all right, along the line, and I do change it from Ugi to Ewo. Mm-hmm. Okay. Why just want to cry now? What you say, video? I don't like it. Mm. So, anyway, anyway, why I was it? They didn't want me. What time is this? How many hours have I done? I think that was very exhausting. Oh, started seeing 6 o'clock. And it's like you didn't follow our topic. I'm replying to some of the questions that they were raised. If you go to the first topic on this Ugu and Benin Kingdom, I gave the full story. Yes, I gave the full story of how Ilegbelet was supposed to be the Oba in Benin and all of that. All right, it's all there. It's all there. Now we cannot talk about Oloyi Dance Day, ladies and gentlemen. Oloyi Dance Day. All preparations are set. This week, we're going to be up and running. We're going to be up and running. So please and please and please talk to your people. Let everybody let let everybody make themselves available so that we can let everybody make themselves available so that we can be available enough to yaya tired. Naya Bobugieni. So speak with your relatives, speak with um, your family members, your sisters. Um, talk to your people. Let everybody let another day we can talk about that or that Ugisi Jukdom. I can't go through all topics in one day. Andrew Priskelius of Sasay. I think I gave you a little bit of what I wrote about a way guy. Uh, you know. Well, as regards what you said about the voice notes, uh, we agreed the other time that it should not happen on GBD's platform, and that's why no one is scared of whatever voice note. You don't even have anything to say. I'm here in Benin. When you are ready, come. I'm here in Benin. Anytime you said you're coming from the sea, anytime you come from the sea, it's otherwise here. You shouldn't, anybody, I'm always here, like, I don't know, one of you people reached out to me a few days ago, and he said that you guys were ready for a debate. And I said, I'm ready too. Whenever you are ready, I am ready. Enna, Enna, Enna. And I also went further to say, for it to be more interesting, all right, I don't want anybody to not say, uh, ensure that you are good enough for EPA and something. Ensure that you are intelligent enough so that some people will not start saying that, oh, or tell any or suppose not ladian. Again, why am we? Call me. Don't you have my number? You are still requesting for my number. If we are in the same WhatsApp group, don't you now have my number? Am I a difficult person to reach? Call me, send me a text. I'm available. My office is at Sapler Road. I'm available. If you want to even come to my house, come. I agree. Wait, woman. I agree. When me you guys have been insulting sis. Did I insult back? No, I didn't. I didn't insult anybody. You guys are the one throwing insults. I didn't insult. The only thing I've said about some of you people is that some of you talk rashly, some of you talk very arrogantly, and most times very ignorantly. I think that's about. I've heard you say Okoji. All right? That is what I have said. Comport yourself, no need for insult. You said, according to you, that what I have said is the story of the Benin. All right? Bring your own so that the people will hear. But I would also want a representative from Urewe and a representative from the original headquarter. Umogonswagbo. Umogonswagbo Manarewa, I would not debate with any Umogunokwa. So that when we are doing the live video, you people will just be laughing. Wow, dear. You'll be laughing because you will not see the truth inside the lies. You will virtually see the truth inside the lies. Me asaye gbonu. The mewa afie wu. You understand? Me afie wu. So uwe the marine engineer means sea engineer. So you guys now know that he's a marine engineer. All right, he's a marine engineer, so that's why he's in the sea. All right. So anyway, man, you guys are thinking that your history is not being put right. I think you guys are the one who is not putting the story right. The best that you have at Umugunokwa is an Enogi. You don't have an Oba there. He has a nickname, Oba Nugu, basically because he now oversees all the Ugu territories. But originally, Ugu Kingdom, the headquarters, the original headquarters, which was about the only headquarters, was at Umugunokwa. And that's what you guys are saying, what I have said, is not too far apart. It's just that you guys are not paying attention to listen. First, we both agree Ugu Kingdom no longer exists. Ugu Kingdom no longer exists. That's the first part. What you now have is Ugu territory. There is a territory called Ugu. Whether you like it or not, it's a territory now, but it doesn't exist as a monarch. Because if it's a kingdom, you will have an Oba. Then how can a sovereignty exist inside sovereignty? It doesn't make sense. This is the Gazette, 1979 Gazette of all the chieftaincy and kings in Edo and Delta. This is the Gazette of the original Gazette, August 23rd, 1979. All right? Of all the kings gazetted and all the chiefs, all the dukes gazetted 1979, August 23rd, by the military government, 1979. This is a gazette that almost all the monarchs in Edo and Delta still uses. I have a copy of it. All right? I did not. You know why I got this copy? Because some people are trying to create a kingdom somewhere. Everybody is now knowing the rumor. So we are trying to get our facts and findings. We are digging research. We are trying to go back on the original Gazette of kingship. And Oba Benin is the only king in present day Edo South. There are no other kings gazetted. All right. So we don't do choo 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 choo. We don't do sentiment. We don't talk sentiment. We don't talk emotions. We talk facts. We pay so much to get materials. We pay so much to get materials and facts. One person saying a lie. Oh. That'll be lie, my brother. You want me to read an excerpt for you? We'll publish it soon. We'll scan some pages and publish it. So we have gone through sentiments and all of that. So okay, I agree say you not believe me. Fred, I agree say you not believe me. Okay, me not believe you too. Me not believe you too. See, I don't know. I don't think we should be insulting people if it's left from me. We shouldn't. He doesn't believe me, I don't believe you too. So I don't. Because I was saying about Oloiden's Day. Oloiden's Day is going to come and is going to stay by God's grace. February 14th. February 14th, by the power of God. By the power of God and our ancestors, Oloiden's Day is going to be a bomb. We're going to celebrate her. It's going to be huge. It's going to be magnificent. All right, but I want you to reach out to your family members, reach out to your friends, reach out to every one of you. All right, and let us all come out on February 14th by 2 p.m. We're going to be gathering at it's about Benin aware of this your history. Is the Enogi of Umo Unokwa aware that Ekman, is Enogi of Umo Unokwa aware of your own history too? Or is Enogi of Umo Unokwa aware that you are on a live video? Or you are you are on someone else's live video? All right, doing tatafu. No, I'm just trying to play around. But the truth is that I don't know why you say is the Oba of Benin aware of this my history. Do you mean that? Okay, is the Oba of Benin that told me the history? But there are books now. This is the book. Everything I've said about you, Umo Unohwa, I didn't get it anywhere. Now it's from this book, and the man is from Ugu. It's from Ugu like me. This is the book now. This is Dr. Eisen at the back. You understand? So I don't know what you want. All the things I've been saying about Ugu is not from me. It's from a book. So you people have a lot of work to counter this book. It's otherwise just like a spokesman. It's just like person who is now interpreting the book to everybody. It's written. It cannot be changed. I'm Olog Benin. The only thing you people can do is to write your own. When you now write your own book, we will not do comparison. Understand? So that's it. A lot of people feel that all the things I'm saying, okay. After now, I will just snap it and put it there. Okay. So that's what a lot of people think. But so it is there, Agbon, any anitana emo tie. All right, Agbon your turn. That is why people write. When people write, let me tell you the beauty of writing books. When people write, area Agbon your talk. In this case, you people have not written 2 pages on Umogu. No, you people have not written 2 pages on Umogu. All right, no insults. All right, you people have not written 2 pages. All right, so I'm just reading from a book, and it is a menon that guides us on the Ugu territories of the defunct Ugu kingdom. I know. What's a bug, babe? I mean, make una dey calm down. You understand? Anyway, please, for those who are here to support our Oloidens, please do support. Our t-shirts, our t-shirt and our hoodie, they're out. They are really very beautiful. You can order for yours. Wherever you are, celebrate Oloiden. She means a lot to us. She sacrificed so much for us. She requested for about 1 or 2 things. That is what we're setting out to do, not to forget her. We believe that if we don't forget her, Edoa then the blessings of Eden will be once again upon the land. And that is what we're advocating for. We're also advocating that we should start celebrating all our heroes and heroines. The children, the future generation should be aware of great men like Prince Elegbe. He's a great man. We should remember him. All right? We should remember him. Great man like Elegbe. We should always remember great people like that. Even Evian was a great man. It's just that it's children, some of his children, Evian was a powerful Benin patriot who defeated the monstrous Osogan. You understand? So all of these, Dr. Oguname, every of Ologbose, all of the greats, they are too numerous to count. We should always remember them. They are great people. We should always remember all of them. Okay, Nagbenai. I'm an instrument of unity. Everybody knows that. I travel within and outside Nigeria to unite all of our people, not to think about Nowao, Nowazuno, Edunoro. When I went from Nokwa. You understand? So when I agree, what I'm saying is that Izoduwa have said his own, not even his own. Izoduwa is quoting from a book written by one of the foremost Benin writer, Dr. Ayesene Kagosa. So if you have a contrary opinion about it, you reply me, or you reply, or better still, what I would just advise you people is to go and buy the book. If you don't have, I will buy a book. If any of you is interested, I will use my money to buy the book and send you a copy. So when you read it, you discover that everything that I've said is from the book. It's not from me. Because I didn't do the research. He did the research. It's from the book. Now, on us studying the book, you will now discover that he has made mistake. This is the Dr. Essien of late memories. As I will not reply you, Ekman. But what I'm just saying, I might not reply you, all right, because you were very insulting at the very beginning. Although you've calmed down, I don't like people insulting because I know they insult anybody. So when you not challenge Dr. Ayesine's work, you not write, you publish. At the day where we publish it, where we invite Mana, then after you've written, if I'm not satisfied with the book, on behalf of Dr. Ayesine, I will also write that zero. That's how you actually counter. Otherwise, all of this na lie. It doesn't work. The beautiful thing is that Ernest and Soyin, what these people don't know about Dr. Ayesine is that I have read some words in Dr. Ayesine's books that I don't agree with. That he spoke bad against the palace of the Oba of Benin. That he spoke bad. There are some works that Dr. Ayesine wrote. So Dr. Ayesine was never influenced by anybody. Dr. Ayesine always listened to both parties. Go and listen to Dr. Ayesine's work on the Ikaladeran. Dr. Ayesine has 3 versions of Ikaladeran. 3. All right. The mythological account, the Benin account. The mythological account was talking about the Ovia people has a recorded story of Ikaladeran that is different from the Ikaladeran documented story at Oredo. I don't know whether any of you have read Dr. Ayesine's 3 accounts on the Ikaladeran. I would not say, if they know Dr. Ayesene Kagosa does not take sides. He's a scientist. Scientists don't take sides. They listen to both parties. And in most cases, what he does is that if there are 2 accounts of the same story, this is what he does. If there are 2 accounts of the same story, he will write this account and write this account. Now, if you read his first work on Iwu, the Edo body markings, he gave 3 accounts of how Iwu body markings came. It was even 4. 3 accounts in the main book. Then he now wrote Obaire Diawa's account. Obaire Diawa also have an account that the royal house has been passing from one generation to the other. Tonio, just the royal house or Tony. He also wrote it at the back. So, and in the 3 accounts, Dr. Ayesine will say that the major reason I do not believe this account is because it couldn't have been possible because of these evidences A, evidences B, and evidences C. Then when I say second account, the major reason I do not believe this account is because of these error A, error B, and error C. They will now say this third account, I do not believe this account. And he will now say, of these 3 accounts, this is the most probable. So he has given you 3 accounts so that you can also look into it and believe the one you want to believe. But to him, he will not say this is the most probable, and he will give you the reason why this is the most probable. So he is not a lazy writer. And in this case of Ugu, he was not having 2 accounts. The only place he had 2 accounts was the formation of Umogunokwa. If you want me to read that, how Umo Wunokwa came into existence, he has a fight funding account and he has an apocrypha. Let me look for it. What he said, that was the only way, the only place. So that means with all the researches that he gathered, they all gave him the same story from Ugu. And that is what he worked with. The only one that he had a two different account. All right, look at what he wrote. Even before the fall of Igeon's capital, Olodagweze's Umogo had filled up with the population of the women folk of Umogo, evacuated from the besieged town by Igeon to other dukedoms of Ugu. Most of these women folk had found their way to this other Umogo as refugees. When the capital was ultimately destroyed, most of its dispersed and defeated men folk struggled to Urewe, made their submission to Benin, and then moved to Olodagweze's Umogo in search of their women folk. This immigration further swelled the population of this town until it became the largest town in Ugu, acquiring the epithet Umo Wunokwa, the big Umogu, a name which it has retained to this day. Now look at what he now said. He said, this series of events are encapsulated in folklore stories in the Ugu territory. So that is, he's saying that there's a folklore story as to how Umogu became the big Umogu. And I'm sure that those who are from Umogu Nokwa, when I'm about to read something that they will understand. He said the series of events are encapsulated in folklore stories in the Ugu territories. Stories which tell of how the dukedom of Umogu Nokwa became the biggest dukedom, more thickly populated than the erstwhile capital of the defunct Ugu. The folklore attribute this fact to a talisman, pot of good luck, given by Elegbe himself to his second son, Oladagweze. This gift was in recompense for a kind deed done to Elegbe by one of his wives in the harem, who happened to have been Olodagweze's mother. When the son of this solicitor's wife founded his own settlement, his father Elegbe presented him with this pot of good luck, which he buried in his new habitation, resulting in all of the good fortune which has attended that settlement since its founding. What Dr. Aishin is saying, that the story that he narrated, that Ayman the original Umogu, Oyade Umogu Nokpa, do swell. There's another story, a folklore story, that is also being passed, that is recognized, that is being told in Ugu territory, that Owa ahe ne Elegbe mu ne Ovienu Pogiva na wato Olodagweze, because of esse niye Olodagweze une onamu aheni was he called it the pot of good luck. Ne Olodagweze yido bere yumogu o yido rie emaya migiri kikini yado ya vedola mogu. This is a man who has given a realistic approach to history and also now gave a folklore's account. And you see this man, he's writing story according to Benin? No. You are very funny. Your own story of your own father. Emaro ne no makek bewere no ohagek bewese emanibu no kek bewere. I don't even understand what kind of people, how some of these people think. The Europeans, some Europeans, documented Benin history, know Benin history more than a lot of Benin people. All right? No. I did on live video. I can't pick. I'm on live video. If I pick, then it will end it. Or to pause it. All right. That is not your history. That is history no wata umo unokwa. We are talking about Ugu history. Ugu, Umo unokwa is not the only community that makes Ugu. That is the first thing you need to know. Know that and know peace. That is what I'm saying. No one is talking about Umo unokwa history. Mr. Ekman, nobody is talking about Umo unokwa history. Whatever you think you know about Umo unokwa, let it be. But we are talking about Ugu history. And Umo unokwa is not the only people from Ugu now. I'm from Ugu now. Okay, you are calling in here. You understand? Abi, not be you say you dey call. Not be so not be only you be Umogu now. A lot of persons are also from Umogu. Ugu. So if it's Umogu Nokwa story, fine. Mona the drag and they go, not consign us. But what we are saying is Ugu history. Anybody who is from Ugu can talk about Ugu history.
Hello.
Call them.
Brother Exodua, what? Ujua mi imunedo no wa gbinana. Aviteme ni ganire platform na wa ya wa mose wa yeme to wa gato. I hope wa yeme nita. Hello.
Hello.
Wa nita.
And then need they add you. Hello. Me I know they see myself again. Everywhere you're black. What is you know? Me you be man. I find myself for my phone.
So?
Hello?
Wa nita na. Brother Exodua. Gwiba network ga no. Even if we are contribute to by amen. Oh we maya fe orion ekere. Won itana. Orion ekere, orion ira me ekere. Ọmọ no ba ne do ga tok be, ọmọ no ba ne do ikara no gbedo o ba ni ma he we do. Mete mo mete wa miegwe a story nutana oge ugu nutana when ikakolu we call babedero we even safe ancestors of Rima when ya ivie elegbe today ini elegbe ma yegu ebe we women ima yegu and ini do ima yegu and ima yeve dagyo obano sa no bane donima. So I don't know why some of our Benin who don't really know the history of Benin, they are causing mistake. They are made a mistake. They are trying to bring division, or rather, not bring the fact of history. They are causing a division. It's so heart touching. Believe me, my legbe exist. My legbe when a story ni when over a day and accurate or what when a Gmen or kwaya gumegon, very men or kwaya gumegon. We what alone, you know, legbe or found a different kingdom in order. Na ron back in ado ale claim where you want where no tari. You know, we all know how it happened, and Wetana is accurate. You know, even that same port, no measure, but we still have the same similar port. By where you like when Wetana. So ọmọ náà bá ní do àtọpẹ ọmọ náà bá ní do all the God king in my head they do. You internal. So continue your good work, my brother. You are doing well, and the thing you are doing for Edo, we are really appreciating it. Don't let only one person, only one blood. Although they are all my brother, don't let only one blood come and bringing argument, bringing division, bringing fake history to cause commotion among